big old crowd here today, right? So about a month ago, I was actually here and I got to speak to Rancho High School students. And I asked them, when you turn on the TV, who's talking about education? They told me media, they mentioned a number of media outlets, and they told me elected officials. I said, when you turn on the TV, who is not talking about education? Or who do you not hear talking about education? They told me parents, teachers, and students. So I just wanted to ask a few questions. Are there any parents here today? Are there any teachers here today? Are there any students here today? Remember, your voice is important. Thank you so much for taking some time out of your schedule to join us in a conversation about education today. Just to give you a brief overview of what's actually going to take place today, there's going to be a few people giving some remarks. I'm going to invite Superintendent Myrna Rivera-Cote and Congresswoman Grace Napolitano, Congresswoman Sanchez, and Mr. Patrick to introduce the Secretary, and Alberto Retana, Executive Vice President of Community Coalition. Also, wanted to acknowledge some of our distinguished guests today. Mr. Ron Calderon, I think had to step out, but we have a few other distinguished individuals here. But again, thank you all so much. We couldn't have done this without you all. After the conversation with Arne and Alberto, immediately following right after, we're going to have Russell Ali, who's our Assistant Secretary for the Office for Civil Rights. We're also going to have Denise Forth, who's our Deputy Assistant Secretary in the Office of Planning, Evaluation, and Policy Development. They're going to continue the conversation right after that is done. I also wanted to make you aware of our teacher ambassador fellows that are here with us today. If you could actually wave or you're right in the front over here. We have Bobby Hutchins, we have Juan Gobea, and Linda Yaron, who's not here. They're actually full-time staff at the Department of Education on loan from their district, working with senior advisors at the U.S. Department of Education. Bobby is from our 2008-2009 class. Linda Yarn, who can get here a little later, is from the 2010-2011 class, and Juan Gobea is from our current class of fellows. So if you do have any questions about the Department of Education, feel free to go ahead and speak to them a little bit more about that. I also mentioned earlier, we couldn't have done this with your support, we couldn't have done this with the immense support of our Rancho Unified School District. I specifically wanted to thank the gardeners, the janitors, people who cleaned up this room, people who made signs back here for doing all hard work. And specifically, our superintendent, Dr. Rivera-Cote, our assistant principal, Dr. Yvette Ventura, our principal, Sam Jennis, assistant principal, Steve Rodriguez, for making us done. Represent the district, I'm going to introduce Dr. Myrna Rivera-Cote. Dr. Cote currently serves as the superintendent. She began her career working as a constructional aide in the kindergarten classroom in Long Beach, California, not too far from here. Before entering administration, she taught bilingual bicultural studies, English and Spanish at Long Beach Polytechnic High School. Dr. Rivera-Cote worked for Long Beach Unified for 27 years. Eventually becoming deputy superintendent, the highest ranking female in the history of the district. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Superintendent Dr. Myrna Rivera-Cote.